I'm quite excited about this question. I'm not going to lie. I asked you about this way back in August, and I'm going to revisit it. Your answer in August was amazing, so I'm excited to see what you say now. You tweeted in August, being resilient isn't about being stubborn. It's about listening and learning. It's about knowing that there's a bigger goal, and obstacles in the way that frustrate, hold you back, and bring you down, but you keep moving forward. How important is that tweet now more than ever?
Well, it's hugely important now, and actually the context of that tweet was when I got the note to say that we weren't going to get our money. I had 3 months cash left in the bank in the organisation that I was leading, and I had to decide whether we were going to sink or swim. And I chose at that point to move forward with the organisation and create something new alongside the board and alongside others in the community. And as soon as I made that decision with colleagues, I knew it was the right decision. But for about 16 months afterwards, everybody kept telling me it was the wrong decision. And I say everybody, right? That's a very Scottish thing to say. You know, everybody said it was a disaster. Well, it wasn't, right? There was probably, a handful of people that I can remember saying it was a disaster, but more people saying, good for you, make it happen. But you only ever remember the negative stuff, because that's how it makes you feel. You always remember how things, you seldom remember actually what people say, but you always remember how people make you feel. Maya Angelou, always beautiful woman, used to say that all the time, and that's very true. And I think that when somebody says something negative to you, it sits with you longer, because when somebody says something nice to you, you go, oh, shucks, whatever, and you forget about it because you're too embarrassed, but the hard stuff sits with you. So the context of that was I was told relentlessly by key people actually in our ecosystem that I was wrong, and I kept not getting my money and all this other stuff. But I knew the more I spoke to the businesses and the creative community that I was working with, and the more I was out speaking to people that would use the service and speaking to people on the ground, I knew that the marketplace was right. I knew that the idea of what we could create was right. So that's the context of that tweet. Now, what that has given me, and I shouldn't joke about this, right, because we're in a serious situation, but I was built for this shit. Like, see the stuff that we're in now. I'm like, okay, global pandemic, is that what we've got now? Have we? All right. So what we need to do is blow up the traditional structures. Oh, look, who's taking my call now? So it's a bit like, come on, we have got an opportunity for change. And resilience means that you're able to get up every day and say, this is the North Star for us. There's going to be bumps along the way. I know the map, but I do not know the terrain that we're on. But I tell you something, in my rucksack, I've got my crampons, I've got my trainers, I've got my hill walking boots. Hell, I've even got my cha-cha shoes, because I do not know what's coming. But I've got them all in my bag. And at any given time, I will walk this terrain and I will find a way through. I know the map. The map is familiar to me. I know the country. I know what we're in. I know Scottish Government stuff. I know Scottish Enterprise. I know Creative Scotland. I know the marketplace. I know Visit Scotland and Skills Development Scotland, the Scottish Funding Council and the jobs market. I know all these things. So if I know that and we're all trying to discover the terrain together, then let's do that together. But be rest assured, I've got the right kit in my toolkit, my rucksack, to get us through that. And that's sometimes when you've been through difficult situations as a leader, that these things, you've got to take them all as a learning opportunity and a learning experience. Because there's nothing tougher for me personally in the last 2 years than standing in front of a staff team who actually didn't believe in me when my dad had died and we lost our money, and people just going, so what are you going to do about it? And I just felt so helpless. And I don't feel like that often, but I felt so helpless. And I thought, do you know what? The learning experience for me there is my rucksack is going to be fuller than it's ever been. I kid you not, my husband has got a zombie apocalypse rucksack in the hall cupboard. Honestly, if this shit goes proper south, come to the east end of Glasgow, we've got it all covered. We've got a camping bag. And I laugh at him about it, but then do you know that way? I was like, Oh my God, no wonder we're married, because like there is nothing, there's kind of this whole, it's the way that you think. I know I've got everything plastered down. I've even got foil things to keep me warm. We're not going down, people. It's all going to be fantastic.